I was laughed at for my outfit at the wedding. They weren't ready for my sister's comeback. I heard the snickers before I even made it through the reception hall doors. My suit was secondhand, purchased from a thrift store for $32 because that's all I could afford after paying rent. The jacket was slightly too big. The pants had been hemmed by my own clumsy hands, but it was clean, pressed, and the best I could do. My cousin's new wife, Vanessa, spotted me from across the room and covered her mouth with her manicured hand. She leaned toward her bridesmaids and whispered something that made them all turn and stare. I felt my neck flush hot as I searched for my assigned table, hoping to disappear into the crowd before anyone else noticed the kid who showed up looking like he raided a dead man's closet. I was 22 and working 2 jobs just to keep my apartment. Our parents died in a car accident 3 years ago, and I'd spent every penny of my inheritance making sure my little sister Mia could finish high school without worrying about bills. She was 19 now, in her first year of college on a full scholarship she'd earned herself. I didn't tell her about the suit. I didn't tell her I'd skipped meals that week to afford the gas to drive 4 hours to this wedding. Family obligation, that's what Mom would have called it. You show up for blood even when blood doesn't show up for you. I found my table in the back corner, far from the head table where Vanessa held court, like she'd married into royalty instead of our middle-class family. The comments started during cocktail hour. Vanessa's brother, a guy named Preston who'd never worked a day in his life, walked past my table and muttered loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. Goodwill called. They want their lawsuit back. His friends laughed. I kept my eyes on my water glass. An hour later, Vanessa herself stopped by during her rounds of greeting guests. She looked at my suit, then at my face, and tilted her head with fake sympathy. Oh, honey, did you not get the dress code memo? This is black tie optional, not thrift store mandatory. More laughter from the nearby tables. I felt my jaw clench so hard my teeth ached. I told her I must have missed it. She patted my shoulder like I was a stray dog and walked away giggling to her maid of honor about the charity case cousin. That's when Mia arrived. She'd driven separately because of her class schedule, and I hadn't told her what table I was at. She found me anyway, sliding into the empty chair beside me with a smile that faded the second she saw my face. What happened? I shook my head and told her it was nothing, just wedding stuff. She didn't believe me. She pulled out her phone and opened Instagram, scrolling through the wedding hashtag that Vanessa had been promoting for months. Her expression hardened as she found what she was looking for. She turned the screen toward me. It was a story post from Vanessa's account, uploaded 20 minutes ago. A photo of me from behind, walking through the reception hall. The caption read, "When you forget to tell the poor relatives about dress codes," with 3 laughing emojis. It already had 48 views. My stomach dropped through the floor. Mia stood up so fast her chair scraped against the hardwood. I grabbed her arm and begged her not to make a scene. She looked down at me with something fierce in her eyes. "You gave up everything for me. You ate ramen for 6 months so I could have textbooks. You sold Dad's watch so I could go on the senior trip. And this woman is mocking you on the internet for being poor?" She pulled her arm free and walked toward the head table where Vanessa was posing for photos with the photographer. I wanted to stop her. I wanted to disappear. Instead, I watched my little sister tap Vanessa on the shoulder and wait for her to turn around with that practiced plastic smile. The exchange happened fast. Vanessa asked if Mia needed something. Mia held up her phone, showing the Instagram story, and asked if Vanessa thought this was funny. Vanessa rolled her eyes and said it was just a joke, that some people needed to learn to take one. That's when Mia's voice got loud enough for the tables around us to hear. "You want to talk about dress codes? Let's talk about the dress code for character." She turned to the watching guests. "My brother worked 60 hours a week for 3 years so I could have a future. He wore our dad's funeral tie to this wedding because it's the only nice one he owns. That suit cost him $32, but the man wearing it is worth more than everyone at your head table combined." Vanessa's face went red. She sputtered something about causing a scene at her wedding. Mia wasn't finished. She held up her phone again. "Delete the post now, or I'll make sure everyone here knows about the GoFundMe you started for your honeymoon while your husband's grandmother paid for this entire reception." The silence was deafening. Vanessa's new husband, my cousin David, looked at his wife with confusion, slowly turning to anger. He asked what GoFundMe she was talking about. Mia screenshot the page on her phone and held it up so he could see. Vanessa had raised $6,000 from strangers online claiming they couldn't afford their dream honeymoon. The donation page was still active. David's grandmother, seated 3 tables away, slowly rose from her chair. She'd written a check for $80,000 to cover this wedding because Vanessa had told everyone they were struggling financially. The reception erupted into chaos. People started pulling out their phones, searching for the page, sharing it in the family group chat. Vanessa deleted the Instagram story about my suit within the hour, but by then, screenshots had already spread through the entire family. David filed for annulment 6 weeks later after discovering 3 other crowdfunding campaigns Vanessa had run under different names.